Alright, here we go. So I'm playing my Ishizu Zombie World deck, and my opponent is being degenerate. They're playing um, a Final Countdown burn deck that's basically designed to just burn and stall, I guess. So he flips over Curse of Darkness, but I do have Grass Looks Greener in hand. Unfortunately, he's running a 56 card deck, so I don't really mill much but 7 cards. But it is a-okay because I did hit Kelbeck. So that means I'll be milling an additional 5 cards. Then I add Kelbeck back to my hand since I have Gravekeeper's Trap right here. That's the beauty to running Blast Hell by Destiny is whenever I have Gravekeeper's Trap in hand, basically it'll add a Shizu card to my hand, and then I can just basically put this card and then just use the effects. So you can actually use the mill effects twice if you hit Blast Hell by Destiny. So that's the cool thing because it adds it back to your hand, and on top of that, it has a burn effect itself. Um, I immediately put Soul Absorbing Bone Tower out because he's playing a degenerate deck, so I want to be more degenerate than him and deck him out. I could have 100% beat him by just making all my plays, putting out Baron de Flor, popping this card right here, attacking into this, and then negating it, and then just basically OTKing him. But I really didn't want to do that. Like, I would prefer to deck him out. I think it's funnier to deck him out, to let him sit in here turn after turn and watch his deck go closer and closer to zero, only to realize that it's going to happen and you can't stop it. Playing these shitty ass burn cards are not going to stop it. No matter how much thinking and all that shit you put into this deck, it does not matter. I thought better. So my deck is better constructed. So just burning, burning, burning. Now I would have milled much more cards out of his deck if I had access to Zombie World. So right here, I'm going to go Immortal Dragon so I can send Necro World Banshee so I can actually get that Zombie World out onto the field. So now, every time I bring something back to the field, he gets milled, and not sometimes when I have a zombie. So now every monster I put out triggers the Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. So that's the beauty to this. That's the beauty to Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. It's to just mill, mill, mill. Look at his graveyard. He's got 20 cards in his graveyard on my turn, and it's just turn 2 basically. Um, just milling, milling, milling. Let's see. So we're gonna go Vampire Sucker right here. Vampire Sucker is going to mill 2 more cards, bring a monster back onto his side of the field, and mill more cards. Now I should have read a little bit more to what I was actually summoning because this kind of backfired on me to put this particular card onto the field out of his graveyard. If I'm being honest. So I'm going to try to attack into this card. I'm not gonna lie, my timer was kind of low, so I was just grabbing the lowest attack monster. But I really should have looked at his graveyard and saw what was in there. I probably should have just brought out this one, Time Wizard. If I'm being honest, Time Wizard was in the graveyard as well. That was one of the better monsters, but I just saw that one and was like, let's grab that. But it ended up being a nightmare card because it ended up bringing out 3 of them, so I couldn't actually get to his life points right away. So I go ahead and set Gravekeeper's Trap and Full Force Virus. These 2 cards basically make it to where the inevitable is going to happen. He's not going to be able to win. So I go ahead and tribute this off to get Baron de Flor, resetting the Omni Negate as well. So Omni Negate will be live again. And then I draw. Activate Full Force Virus, tripping off my Red Eyes Dragon Zombie Lord. And then I'm just going to negate that. And he loses his entire hand. But I don't feel sorry for him. Fuck him. And then I activate Gravekeeper's Trap right here. Now I do misplay because he instantly goes into the end phase and I missed the timing. Um, Basically because I had my toggle on auto and not on. Because my timer was low and I didn't want to keep getting like triggers and shit, so I missed the timing, but it's okay. Mill him for another 10 cards right there with the Elgato. Bring Soul Absorbing Bone Tower out. So go ahead and clean up this shitty ass deck that he's been playing. And then bring Red Eyes Dragon Zombie Lord right back out. He's got 6 cards left in his deck. Final countdown will be nowhere near. He doesn't even have enough cards in his deck to basically make it through this. He grabs another Chain Energy. So all that tells me is that now he can't do a damn thing, and all I have to do is just continue to summon, and then Soul Absorbing Bone Tower will 100% fuck him all the way over. This card activates, burning him for 1,000 more damage. I activate Gravekeeper's Trap, discarding. It's not going to mill or anything like that, so nothing going to actually happen right there. Just discarding some more cards. Then I'm going to tribute this off to bring back Immortal Dragon, and this is the beginning of the end. So now on my last and final turn, he's got 1 card left. All I have to do is summon 1 monster, which is exactly what I'm going to do, and completely mill him out. Now, if y'all want to know his deck list, I'll show his deck list. Let's take a look at his deck list. So he runs a Self-Destructing Ant. He runs Fairy Box, Chain Energy, Curse of Darkness, Skull, Invitation, Toll, Second Coin Toss. Like, this is a funny way to show somebody's deck list, right? Oh, look, he runs a Kurikari. Okay, so he could have tribute my entire field if he had actually got it to his hand, but it went straight to the graveyard. Won't be getting any usage out of that today, my friend. Oh, he's got Awakening Dragon. No usage out of this as well. Your extra deck will not be getting used today, my boy. He's got some degenerate ass magical cylinders, so he can do some nice burn damage straight to the graveyard. Tour of Doom. Never even saw this card before. Straight to the graveyard. No effects getting used. Then he's got whatever this is. Oh, to gain some life points or inflict damage. Straight to the graveyard. He's got some cards to basically clear my field. Card D, more Tour of Dooms. He's got the 3 Mecha Bunnies. He's got another Fairy Box, Dice Jar, Dimensional Wall, Dice Jar, Skull Invitation, Calderon of the Old Man. I know this card. I've used this before. I used to use this in my Eldritch deck, so I know a lot about that card. Solemn Judgment, Magical Cylinder, Nibiru the Primal Being, Time Wizard, Ring of Destruction, Raigeki, Second Coin Toss, Infinite Impermanence, Ring of Destruction. Looks like he's got Grave Digger's Trap Hole, and then he's got his Magical Cylinders. Oh, he's got Monster Reborn. No usage out of it. Straight to the graveyard. Fatal Abacus. Each time 1 monster is sent from the field to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage per. Okay, wow, nice. Straight to the graveyard though. During your main phase, you can send this face-up card, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each standby phase that has passed since this card was activated. Wow. Straight to the graveyard. This card seems very degenerate, so straight to the graveyard you go. No usage out of that. Inflict 500 damage. So looks like you will not be drawing the out, my friend. You will be drawing the out of this game, and so that is his deck list. And of course, for the end, let's see what I type in. GG Easy, my boy. Type in GG Easy to let him know he's trash. Straight to the motherfucking graveyard. Hold that L, bitch.